For months, astronomers had been tracking a faint interstellar traveler known as 3I Atlas, the third confirmed visitor from beyond our solar system after Oumuamua and Borisov. At first, it looked like just another unusual comet, greenish hue, strange outgassing patterns, and a trajectory that hinted at an origin far beyond the Sun's gravitational reach. But on September 19, at exactly 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, the data stopped behaving normally. An amateur astronomer in Chile captured an image that would quietly rewrite everything. 9 faint points of light arranged around Atlas, moving in perfect synchrony. Not drifting. Not scattering. Coordinated. Within hours, the James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, and the Very Large Telescope confirmed the same thing. 3I Atlas was not alone. It was escorted. 10 objects in total, 1 central body and 9 companions, traveling as a single, unified formation through interstellar space. And what they were doing made no sense in natural physics. At first, scientists tried to dismiss it. Cosmic ray interference. Sensor artifacts. Compression errors. But then Webb's infrared spectrum arrived. The escorts were real. Each of the 9 smaller objects maintained identical velocity, identical trajectory, and identical timing relative to Atlas. They were not scattered fragments. They were independent structures, each emitting a faint emerald glow and showing the same unusual metallic composition, nickel, cobalt, and exotic alloys that do not naturally appear in cometary bodies. Even more disturbing was their energy output. Atlas itself had already baffled researchers with an internal heat signature equivalent to a multi-gigawatt power source. But the escorts? Each of them radiated nearly twice that. Compact objects no larger than city blocks, somehow containing energy levels comparable to entire nations. No known natural process can compress that much power into that small a volume. Something was wrong with the definition of natural. The most unsettling discovery was not their existence, but their arrival timing. They did not drift into view. They appeared. According to high-speed imaging analysis, the 9 companions materialized in less than a millisecond. Not forming, not breaking off, not emerging from debris fields, but instantaneously existing within formation. A blink is too slow to describe it. In that fraction of time, the solar system changed from observing 1 object to observing 10. No telescope captured a gradual transition. Because there wasn't one. Theories collapsed almost immediately. A fragmentation event was proposed, but shattered under the data. Fragments do not ignite like engineered reactors. They do not synchronize emissions. They do not maintain perfect formation geometry across millions of kilometers. Another hypothesis suggested gravitational clustering from a shared origin, but that failed too. The precision of their alignment was too perfect, their energy signatures too uniform. Even the most cautious researchers were forced into an uncomfortable conclusion. These were not fragments. They were units. And units imply purpose. As analysis deepened, something even stranger emerged. Each escort emitted structured bursts of energy, pulses not random but encoded. Spectral scans revealed repeating sequences embedded in their emissions. Prime number patterns. Harmonic ratios. Mathematical constants appearing in structured intervals. It was not noise. It was organization. When plotted visually, the emissions formed repeating geometric structures, spirals, hexagonal grids, and recursive symmetry patterns identical across all 9 objects. They were not just emitting energy. They were maintaining a shared language. Then came the theory that split the scientific community in half. The carrier hypothesis. According to it, 3I Atlas is not the primary object at all, but a central carrier, a larger interstellar construct releasing or controlling 9 autonomous probes. The escorts function as distributed systems, designed for close-range interaction while the main body remains at a safer distance. This would explain their higher energy output. It would explain their sudden appearance. It would explain their synchronization. But it raised one terrifying implication: they were deployed. Deployed for what? Some researchers suggested mapping. Others proposed surveillance. A few went further, suggesting resource scanning or planetary assessment. But one idea circulated quietly in classified discussions: observation. Not passive observation, but directed evaluation. A system designed to study solar systems before interaction. And if that was true, then Earth was not discovering them. They were already aware of us. The reaction from global agencies was immediate, but silent. No public warnings were issued. No press conferences held. Instead, leaked communications revealed emergency meetings across NASA, ESA, and multiple national defense agencies. Planetary defense systems were quietly reviewed. Interceptor concepts were reactivated. Space-based surveillance assets were retasked without explanation. But publicly, the message remained unchanged. No threat identified. The contradiction was obvious. Because if 10 engineered objects are moving through the solar system with impossible energy density, the only thing more alarming than their presence is the refusal to discuss them. Then came a second object. C. 2025 R2, informally called Swan R2. And it changed everything again. Unlike Atlas, Swan R2 was massive, nearly 100 times brighter, with a tail spanning millions of kilometers. Its trajectory placed it on a converging path toward the same inner solar system corridor, arriving within days of Atlas and its escorts. 2 interstellar objects. 2 coordinated arrivals. 1 system. And a shared timing window. Orbital simulations showed something deeply unsettling. Both objects, along with all 9 escorts, would reach perihelion alignment within a narrow time window in October. Their paths would intersect within the same sector of space, separated by less than 50 million kilometers. For natural bodies, this level of synchronization is statistically near impossible. For engineered systems, it looks deliberate. Like scheduling. Then something even stranger began happening closer to home. Magnetometers across Earth detected rhythmic pulses matching the timing of Atlas's emissions, every 43 seconds. Seismic stations in Antarctica and South America recorded identical low-frequency vibrations with no geological origin. Migratory species altered routes simultaneously across continents, as if responding to an unseen environmental shift. Nothing was isolated. Everything was synchronized. As if the entire solar system had entered a shared resonance field. And then came the lunar signal. One of the escorts emitted a directed burst toward the moon. Not random. Targeted. It struck a region known for mascons, dense gravitational anomalies beneath the lunar surface that have puzzled scientists for decades. The signal was structured, layered, and encoded in polarization shifts. It was not communication in human terms. It was activation. A disturbing possibility emerged. What if the moon is not inert? What if it is part of a larger system, dormant until triggered? And what if Atlas is the trigger? As the alignment drew closer, ancient records resurfaced in academic discussions. Chinese chronicles describing green celestial dragons. Babylonian tablets referencing split stars that brought transformation. Medieval accounts of green-tailed omens preceding global upheaval. all describing similar phenomena separated by roughly 2,000-year cycles. The implication was uncomfortable. This may not be the first arrival. Only the first we can fully observe. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, preparations escalated. Space agencies quietly updated contingency protocols. Interceptor designs were reviewed. Military satellites were recalibrated toward deep space tracking. Private aerospace firms were approached for rapid launch capability development. But publicly, nothing. Only silence. And silence, in this context, was not reassurance. It was containment. Because something larger was becoming clear. This is not a passing event. It is a system-wide interaction. 9 escorts behaving like deployed units. A central object acting as carrier or coordinator. A second interstellar body arriving on intersecting timing. A moon responding to directed energy. A planet-wide resonance emerging across Earth. And the most unsettling realization of all, none of it is random. Every pulse, every orbit, every emission appears structured. Intentional. Measured. Directed. We are no longer observing isolated anomalies. We are witnessing coordination at solar system scale. And the question is no longer whether 3I Atlas is natural or artificial. The question is simpler, and far more disturbing. What happens when the alignment completes? Because everything in the data suggests one conclusion: this is not an encounter. It is an operation already in progress. And we are not watching it from a distance anymore. We are inside it.